in the middle.
Hello and welcome to New Parents in Training. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about an all-inclusive resort that we recently been to called Palmar Beach, located in Puerto, Morelos in Mexico. We flew from Houston to Cancun International Airport, and the resort had a bus to pick us up. The entire ride from the airport to the resort only took 20 minutes. This hotel recently changed ownership back in November of 2024. So by the time we went, they were under soft opening. When we went was during the spring break in March of 2025. This resort has 444 suites, 8 restaurants, one of which is actually a 1-star Michelin restaurant. There are 6 bars, 1 spa, and 5 pools. This resort is quite massive, and there are plenty of stuff for the kids to enjoy. There's also a kid care, so it's very family friendly. The package we got for this resort was 5 days and 4 nights, $499 for the family of 4. It's an all-inclusive stay, so most of the food and drinks, even alcohol, were included, with some exception, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Typically, in this type of video, I'm only going to give you a tour of the resort itself. However, because this deal is so good, and the travel agent also told us that this pricing is for any time of the year. There's no blackout dates. So I wanted to share with you guys regarding the pricing later on in this video as well. Now, just FYI, we are not paid or sponsored by the resort or the travel agent. So if you do want to contact the travel agent, I will put their contact information down in the description below. You don't have to mention us. I'm pretty sure if you mention where you see the information from, they have no idea who you are referring to. But you are more than welcome to contact them regarding this deal. Now, with that being said, let's go check out the room first. Initially, I wasn't quite sure whether or not the mini bar was free of charge. But later on, when I asked the front desk, whatever food or drinks you see inside the room, those are free as well. Alright, let's check out the room. So, I think we got the studio plus. And it's pretty big in here. Here's the bathroom, standing shower. Oh, that's interesting. You have the safe, umbrella. Ropes, slipper, ironing board. Well, they do washing here. There's a price tag in there. So this is like the kids' bed. It's pretty neat. We don't have to get cribs for our youngest one. Nor do we need to sleep with the older one in the bed. Alright, so 2 rooms. Here is king size bed. Had the hot tub. Alright. It's outside, right by the pool. Yeah, we got here on Friday. Start of the spring break. Pretty quiet here, which is nice. Yeah. So that's the outside of the room. Alright, so this is the tour of the room here. Oh, by the way, here are the condiment, or you Yeah, tea. Where is the? Oh, yes, you have to brew your own coffee. Oh, okay. Mini fridge. It's all stock. Next, let's talk about food and drinks. As I mentioned earlier, since this is an all-inclusive stay, majority of the food and drinks were complimentary. Now, what's not included, that will be bottle service. All the major restaurants, majority of the dishes were included with the package. You can order as many times as you want. However, if on the menu it marked MKT, which is market price, that means you have to pay extra for that dish, such as lobster dish. So for breakfast and lunch, all the hotel guests will be dining at this restaurant called Caprichos. It's buffet style. If you have special requests for drinks, you can ask your waiter for your drink. For dinner, the first night, we dined at this restaurant called Zama. This restaurant serves Mexican cuisine, even though it seems to be a la carte, but you can order as many or as frequent as you want while you are dining in that restaurant. Just FYI, you cannot take any food or drinks to go. second night, we dined at this restaurant called Davino, which serves Italian cuisines. On the third night, we had dinner at this restaurant called Pinxos. They serve Spanish cuisine. On the fourth night, we have dinner at this restaurant called Casona, which serves fresh seafood and Caribbean cuisine. I mentioned there's a Michelin one-star restaurant. So that restaurant is called Chique. They got the Michelin star back in 2024. We weren't able to go to that restaurant. For one, it was not part of the package, so we had to pay extra for it. But at the same time, when I found out that they have a Michelin star restaurant on site, that was on Sunday. And according to the front desk, they are closed on Sunday and Monday. And our flight back home was on the Tuesday. So my advice, if you are to plan on coming to this resort and try out this restaurant, make sure you book in advance. This resort also provides childcare, so they call it the Kids Club. At the time we were staying there, they offer childcare from 10 to 12 and from 2 to 4. So if your kid is 3 years and up, then you'll be able to use it for free. But if it's under 3 years old, I believe it was 30 US per hour. But now let's talk about the price for this package. The package itself is $499. So the resort charges us twice. Once is for a $200 plus tax and fees. And the second one was a $299 with no tax or fees attached to it. So the total came out to be $538.04. For this resort, the typical night for the cheapest room they have is at $299 before tax and fees. So you must be wondering how we're able to get 5 days and 4 nights out of it for $538.04. The catch is we have to sit through a 90 minutes presentation. Now initially I was thinking, is this a timeshare? But they keep telling me this is a real estate investment. I'm like, okay, it sounds like timeshare to me. Now we have never gone through a timeshare presentation before, but I always heard about it through places such as Disney Resort, Hilton, Marriott, and IHG, but we never took up those offers. For this trip, we figured might as well try it out since the package itself is so attractive. What they require you to do is the first day that you check in, you also have to check in to see what day and the time for the presentation that you have to attend. For us, was on the third morning while we were there. Even though they told us it was 90 minutes of presentation, but the sales will come and have breakfast with us before the presentation. So in reality, you are looking at something close to 2 hours. Now, for our experience, the sales will just kind of get to know us during breakfast. He didn't go into any sales pitch or presentation of any sorts. And afterward, he then took us to the office to give us the presentation. So in the office, they also have kids room because the kids had to be present and nearby when we are having the presentation. So I gave my son the phone with a timer on it. So once the 1 hour and 30 minutes or 90 minutes are up, then he will come and get us. And that's what we did. I would say that the whole presentation go by really quickly for some reason. So 1 hour and 30 minutes wasn't as torturous as I would imagine in my head. And also the price tag they were offering was way out of our comfort zone. There's no way we can even afford it. So it makes our decision much simpler, I suppose. I forgot the exact number, but whatever they were selling is well into the 6 figures. And it is in US dollar, by the way. So at the end of the 90 minutes, when the timer was up, my son came over with the phone and told us 90 minutes is up and we need to go. After that, the sales walk us out of the office. Now with this presentation, it also comes with a 15% discount on any excursion that you book to the resort. So he took us to the excursion office and we found an excursion that we actually liked and wanted to go. So we utilized that 15% there. The excursion that we booked was snorkeling to see the world's second largest coral reef. And I would say that was a time and money well spent for that excursion. So final thought, we had a wonderful stay at this resort. The room was clean and huge, makes our stay really comfortable. And the staffs, they were courteous and pleasant. Majority of them able to speak English. That makes the communication really convenient. I'm really impressed with the food and drinks. My kids, they were over the moon with all kinds of different juice they can get their hands on. And I was able to enjoy the coffee I wanted. My wife, on the other hand, was able to get her hands on all kinds of drinks with alcohol mixed into it. In terms of food, the one that we favored the most was the one that served the Spanish cuisine, Pinxos. Overall, I would say that this resort does a really great job with seafood than with land food. The seafood, they came out really fresh. Land food, however, on the other hand, can be chewy at times, especially with steaks. And consider the price that we pay for this package. This is a great value. Anyway, if you have questions, comment down below. Until next time, bye.